Hi guys, welcome back to our channel.
It's Lily
And Mel. So today we're going to be talking about the things that I wish I would have known before I started high school. In honor of Lily about to start her freshman year of high school next year.
Yes.
Whatever. I'm in college mode.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, yeah. So to start it off, we just wanted to, kind of introduce maybe the new responsibilities that she may be getting once she gets into high school. I know that in middle school you kind of have to know your schedule because you're on periods, so you have to know your schedule and where you need to go every single day. But it's kind of taken up a notch in high school. They don't really, teachers or whoever, they don't really keep tabs on you so much, I don't think. Middle school was a long time ago. It's hard to remember what the difference between them are.
You're right.
So I know that a lot of high schools go towards block schedules more nowadays. Like when I was in it, we just, my first couple years was in periods, and then they switched over to block schedules. I think it's because block schedules kind of are more similar to what college does. Another big thing is that no one's gonna force you to do your stuff. If you fail, you fail. I mean, teachers aren't gonna hold your hand through stuff. Yeah, high school teachers don't usually get as involved in their students' stuff unless, you have a special connection with your student or teacher. But they have a lot of students. They have a lot of classes, and there are a lot of people that they see every day. So they don't really have the time or the energy to dedicate all of their energy to one individual.
Block schedule versus periods. In my middle school, we have just regular periods where it's 15 minutes a day, each class, and you have your classes all week. Used to be block schedule, we used to have block schedule, but we don't anymore. So, what block schedule is, I think we call ours black and gold or something like that, but it's it varies between different schools. We call it black and gold days, and say Monday you'd go to your first, third, fifth, and seventh class, or you would call them odd and even days. But then the gold schedule would be even days, which would be second, fourth, sixth, and eighth. Because we used to have eighth, but that was only on Fridays. But yeah,
periods tend to be a lot shorter classes, and then the block schedules are longer chunks of time for each class.
Yeah, usually an hour.
Yeah,
it's 30.
An hour and a half sometimes.
Yeah, it's a long time. I didn't really like it.
It's kind of what I do, or I did. I'm graduated now. I'm a graduate. So I wanted to brush up a little bit on maybe kind of some of the differences between the grades and kind of how I recall it. So there's 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th usually. I mean, some high schools do 8th, but generally it starts at 9. And a lot of times you have people that are coming in from different schools and funneling into a larger high school. 9th grade is just kind of the grade to fill it out and see what you like. So I would recommend just trying a little bit of everything if you can fit it into your schedule. Because you don't know what you like until you do it, until you try it, So, I mean, if you have the chance to do all the different extracurriculars or different clubs and stuff, then I would say definitely do it. 10th grade was weird. I feel like that's the weirdest grade in high school. It's kind of feels like a weird limbo, kind of. You've been there, and you're yeah, it's high school, I guess. I'm here or whatever. And I don't know, 10th grade is just a really weird time. I had a great 10th grade year. I remember 9th and 10th were awesome. Because that's when I made a lot of new friends, and I tried out some different things, and I did my little extracurriculars and stuff, and that's when I did sports. It was in 9th and 10th grade. But it really was just okay, let's just get this grade over with. 11th grade was pretty cool because it was like, okay, you've proven yourself. You're in 11th grade, like you're 1 year away from being a senior, you know, like, so 11th grade just had this like good vibe to it because you knew that you're almost done with high school. And then 12th grade, you're a senior. Yeah, you're a senior in 12th grade. That's that's the culmination. It's your graduating year. It's the best. Everyone likes to say it's your best year. I had a good time. I hung out with my friends a lot. We did crazy things. 12th grade is like, you have kind of more higher expectations placed on you because you're the top. You're at the very top. You're like the leaders of the school almost. They recognize that literally you're about to graduate and be an adult, go into the real world. So they definitely put a lot more responsibility on you.
So with teachers, it honestly, the way they teach is obviously going to vary. They're different people, they have different personalities, and they might not be something like a style that you like, but you gotta deal with it.
I mean, like, they're not going to replace the teacher unless they do something like bad.
But even then, like, you know how some teachers, like, if they're there for like a really long time, then like their job is pretty much like set.
Yeah,
like
it's
they
called
can't
tenure.
Yeah, like it'll take something like really, really, really bad for them to get kicked out.
Yeah, that's a good point. You kind of just gotta fit yourself to the teaching style, and that takes a little bit of work. But honestly, I think that just, again, it mirrors real life. Like, you're not gonna get along with everyone, and you're not always gonna be able to, like, understand people the way that they want to be understood, or the way they teach you something just, like, isn't gonna be the way you can best learn. But you kind of have to adapt.
So, it may not seem like it because, you know, some teachers are... Man, some teachers are just, you know, but they really do want what's best for you. They want you to succeed, and they want you.
They don't want to see you again.
They
want
don't.
you to go to the next grade.
They don't.
Something I really want to like hone in on here is that high school is really just that transition from kid to functioning person in society. Like, when you graduate high school, that's when you go into the real world. You have no excuse whatsoever to still be behaving like you did maybe in middle school. And I mean this very generally. I don't want to single people out, but there are still people in high school or kids in high school that don't behave well or are respectful. And we all know, we are all brought up to know that these things are wrong. Like, and I get it, it can be hard sometimes, especially when you don't vibe with the teacher. But, I mean, they're still adults, and that's not how, like, in real world, when you're talking to someone, you can't just cry, or you can't just yell, or you can't just flip tables, and that doesn't get you anywhere. And behave, and respect your teachers. Because, again, they've worked hard to be where they are, and they put in a lot of time and effort into what they do.
Sports. Personally, I have not joined sports in middle school, but in high school, I do want to join a soccer team because I like soccer.
Lily, you've talked about how maybe you don't think that you vibe with some of the people at your school. And so, I mean, physical activity has a way of, like, breaking down any kind of barrier that people put to, you know, like, protect themselves or, you know, give this Instagram illusion to other people. Like, physical activity and teamwork and being successful for the sake of the team has a way of, like, shifting the way people act. Not to mention, it'll help you stay in shape because once you graduate high school, it's all downhill from there, so watch out. So another topic is grades. So, like, the scores you get on your assignments or whatever. The way you show your performance in school is your grades. So they're important. Simply put in the little bit of effort to write down what their assignment is and when it's due, do it, whether it's like completely right or whatever. If they just put in the effort of turning it in, they get good grades. Whenever they forget to turn in things or just don't want to do it, that's when they get bad grades. Like, especially if you plan on going to college, like, it's only gonna get worse. But that being said, like, don't stress over your grades too much, because
at least care about it.
Don't get an A when you put in all of your effort, but you got a B. Like, you tried your best, and that's what counts.
So extracurricular activities are honestly a must. Please do them. I have not done any extracurricular activities, but I just want to say that you need to do them, because
are you gonna do them?
I'm gonna do them.
Okay.
I'm gonna do them.
Sorry.
But in our school, we kind of have to have extracurricular activity.
I think, personally, looking back, I would have loved to have taken those classes. I did not do nearly as many extracurricular activities as I wish I would have. You don't know what you don't like until you try it. Like, you can find your passion inside of trying out for band or choir or starting in your woodworking class. You can find something that's just like a release for you. Like, because the world and life gets hectic. But if you can find some joy in one of your electives or clubs or extracurriculars, that can make all the difference between having a great time in high school. Like, truly.
So I don't really know what co-op is, so I'm just gonna ask her what it is. So, what is co-op?
Co-op is basically where you will work part of your school day and then go to school the rest of the school day. And it can vary depending on your job. For me personally, like, I went to school for the first part of the day. So, like, when does school start? 8? Usually 8.
Yeah.
So I went to school from like 8 to lunchtime, and then I left school, and then I went to go work. And I worked at a little elementary school. They actually like gave me a job once I started off with co-op. It was kind of cool. Co-op is great for some people. I just felt like I kind of skipped a section of high school because I did it. Not saying that it's a bad thing, because like, if you don't have anything that you'd rather be doing, absolutely do co-op. Like, it's worth it to get some extra money during high school for sure.
Like, what are the requirements that you like need to get into co-op?
I mean, that will probably depend on what your school says. I'm sure they have like a grade requirement, and some schools may require that you already have a job. Like, mine didn't, but they might. I don't know for sure. Yeah, I don't think you can do it until like 11th grade. So, our last topic is about friends. The friends you make in high school. So I have to say that honestly, the best part of high school for me was my friends. Like, having the people that I could count on to be there for me, and who would go out and do something dumb or whatever and like have fun, and you know, just people that thought the same way as you and that you could count on and have a fun time with. So like, now I really only keep up with maybe a couple of my high school friends, and even then we're not like super close. Really just there for a certain part of your life, I think. And you both help each other grow, and then you move on to the next thing. And that sounds a little like mean,
but it's the way.
I mean,
so with me, I really don't have a lot of friends, but I choose that, okay? I choose to have a lot of friends.
And I'm more of an introvert, you're more of an introvert, so.
Yeah, like, see, my best friend, she doesn't even go to my school. She doesn't even go to school, she's homeschooled. So that's why it's like, But I mean, I do have friends that I talk to every day at school, and I don't.
There's like school friends.
Yeah, they're just school friends, and I don't really hang out with them a lot. I don't out of school, because it's just like,
yeah,
you're my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know it has a lot to do with like, you go to a small town type thing.
I do live in a small town.
maybe you don't think the same way they do, or something like that.
I do not.
Like, I was lucky enough to go to a really big high school, so there are a lot of people that I could meet.
Yeah, like whenever she transitioned to middle school to high school, there was like different middle schools that went.
3 different middle schools.
Yeah, there were like 3 different middle
good.
schools that went into one high school. That's not the case for me. There is 1 elementary, 1 middle school, and 1 high school, and they all just.
It's the same people.
It's the same people. It's yeah. She was telling me like, high school's gonna be fun. You're gonna make new friends. I was like,
High school can be a ton of fun, but I know it can also be kind of miserable. So my big advice is to be a part of all the clubs or extracurriculars, sports that you can, just so you can experience things, because it's free. You can do all this stuff for free.
thanks for watching.
Subscribe and like this channel if you found it interesting, and we will see you next time.
I'll live you know.